On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, Micromax. Can we call it that? That's not trademarked or anything by Sir Whistling. What is going on, guys? I'm Watch Chair Go, and today, oh man, you guys brought a whole rig. I'm in love with this setup here. We got a roll back to get it off.
Yes, sir.
I figured we could just shove it off.
If we need it.
Okay. This is Will. Thanks for selling me this truck, Will. Yeah. I'm super pumped about it. What is that? What year is this thing?
It's a 83, I believe.
83 Toyota Tacoma.
Yep.
With a 350.
Yep.
And it doesn't run.
Does it come with a tow truck?
But it comes with a tow truck.
Great buy.
Great buy. This is gonna be wild.
Yeah, it's a fun truck.
Tractor tires, right?
Yeah.
Straight up tractor wheels on adapters.
Yeah.
Man, we have never had anything fancy like this before. We always end up with just a winch trying to pull this stuff on. Couldn't ask for a better angle. All right. Ready to pop these bad boys loose? This is hilarious, dude.
I like the
I'm in love.
I like the plate. It doesn't fit.
The adapters.
Just
yeah.
make it fit.
Yeah, you weld the adapters on.
Make it fit.
That's perfect.
Brand new tires, man.
You hooked up there? It's moving! So this is a 6-door, right? You saw it's got the 6 doors.
It's a 6-pack.
6-door. The middle doors are Goldwing, which basically makes this a Mercedes 300 SL. And by my calculation, it's worth millions if we drop it today on the auction site. The tires hold air.
And they're brand new. So nibs on the back tires.
You know, I didn't tell you what I paid for this, did I?
No, I don't know if I want to know.
Well, millions.
Well, of course.
$750.
$750 million.
Don't tell the internet. $750 million, yeah. All right, Will, give us the tour of this beast.
I'm good, man.
You're like, no, I'm done with this thing. Anyway, I know you've had it for a little bit as like a cool joke. It's a good joke of a truck, that's for sure. Apparently it has dual batteries, which is nasty, like obviously diesel power. There's no door handles. So we know how to get in now. You reach inside and open the doors, but at least it has crank windows. They don't break. They sort of work.
Let me see if I can get the door open for you.
Okay. The back's open normally, right? Like they...
They're suicide.
Oh, man. What a deal. This is high end. What's that? Door popper, maybe? It was probably supposed to be. I bet it did have door poppers. We got an extra radiator back here. Like it's a race truck.
Baja style.
It's absolutely Baja style, even E-fans.
Yeah, is that a fuel tank?
That sure looks like the fuel tank. A diamond plate fuel tank.
It's got a cinder in the top.
Oh, check that out. This is a limousine. I showed this to Casey earlier this morning, and he said, are we going to Rednecks with paychecks?
The other side's open.
Oh, sweet. Oh, man. This is sick. You're brave enough.
I'm just going for it, man.
I wasn't sure I was going to get in it, actually. I was questioning it.
I don't know if that rod needs to go forward or backward.
Or locking hubs.
It does. It definitely has lockers. It looks like it has an extra transfer case inside it. So we're taking a quick look around this thing. The fuel tank is diamond plate, which is hilarious. It's probably trash because this was built like 30 years ago. But you can see that it was actually a really, really nice truck when it was built. And this appears to be like electronic door poppers right there. So that's why there's no door handles, if we had to guess. They did kind of a light bar. Josh is up in here. It's got a 350 Chevy.
It's got a name in the valve covers.
I see, it says Chili, right?
2 Chili.
2 Chili.
Number 2 Chili.
This truck is called 2 Chili.
Toyota
Chevy powered. Toyota 4x4 Chevy powered. Look at that Excel coil. That coil is out of this world. That coil is the size of the carburetor. And that's a Holly!
All those remote mounted.
We've got this Edelbrock air cleaner that's got to go away. A Holly carb though, that's sick. A Y-end intake. And you can see, these are those hilarious, like back in the day, fake AN hoses. I mean, the brakes were working when he pulled it up here. And it's got an AC compressor. So it might have AC. It also has rats, apparently, like lots of them. lots of mice. We got a light bar, which is, it's all hilarious. We got this really cool brow on the windshield, a sunroof that was stuck in there, and like Josh said, 3 Toyota Tacomas died to build this thing.
In the making of this.
In the making of this. Do you see, I don't see any water lines going to the back. So I don't know what that radiator is in the rear.
There's a T.
Oh, there is a T.
Would go to a heater core, but it just runs.
But it has a heater core valve right there.
There's another T over here. Yeah, go to the passenger side and look in the fender well. I see a couple of T's.
We've got dual shocks, 350 Chevy logos. Oh, look at that. There are hoses running to the back. There's 2 T's. And they run right down the frame rail above the battery. Right back to that radiator, the cute little radiator. There is actually no way this thing needed that much cooling. There's no world where a 350 needs that much cooling.
Yeah, that's a good aluminum radiator.
Yeah, they put in a super nice
The
radiator.
problem is there's no shroud around it. It's got one of those flex fans on it.
That's probably, it needs an E-fan, and then it would be good. I love the tail lights. These are F-150 tail lights. They actually say Ford on them even. And they're just cut into the roll pan. We clearly are set up for towing. Clearly the trailering package is installed.
It's got like a 14 bolt
14 bolt, yep.
GM rear end, it looks like.
Yep. Oh, the e-brake cables are cut, as they always are. That's just something you gotta get rid of. Yeah, there's so much Bondo. We should probably just call this truck the Bondo Express, huh? It is the king of Bondo.
Bondo, yeah.
Bondonator. The hood struts work, which is awesome. There's dirt flying in my eyes. But the Bondo level is about a 1/4 inch, mostly everywhere on the truck, which is kind of funny. Man, those hinges are actually sweet. I can't even fault those. The hinges for the Goldwings. Josh found a remote, which was probably the door poppers. We think that it was all door popper system. There's 3 auxiliary switches, a voltmeter, water temp, a couple of gauges added on in there. Sony Explode head unit, which is pretty cool. And an air tank that was probably for the air horns. Lowered headlights, because, you know, you gotta keep it legal. So move the stock ones and come down here with it. And the frame's cracked. The frame has a nice big crack right here on the bed mount. We got to do something about that, that's for sure. It cracked from there all the way to there. So we'll weld some plate back there to try to fix the frame. And that's it. That's my new 6-door Micro Max. I don't know if we're calling it Micro Max or the Bondo Express, who knows. There's just so many good names for this truck. Look at the Bondo around the fuel door. You can see it's been painted quite a few colors. There's a blue, there's a green, there's a white and a black, and that's all on top of the Bondo there. There's really no metal left. It's mostly just Bondo. That is what this truck is. Let's go grab 2 jump packs and see if we can get some power in this thing and see what happens. See if it'll even crank. They did say the mechanical fuel pump had failed and we needed to watch out for the oil being full of gas, like it probably is. Those mechanical fuel pumps, the worst.
On me.
Oh.
On me.
Yeah, Eric, we believe you. I don't believe me. All right, we are almost in.
We're using this truck to take the boat to the lake, right?
Yeah, this is the new boat pulling rig.
Everyone would be like, what the heck? Like, not a huge jump out of this? Not one female.
No girls are ever gonna ride in this with us.
No girls allowed.
They wouldn't get in if we tried.
Can we make the tag say no girls allowed?
No girls allowed. Oh no. We've got the 6-door 4-wheel drive monster inside now, as you guys saw. We just pushed it back in here. But we can go around a little bit more and give you a bit of an in-depth look at this thing. First of all, one of the funniest things is these Chevy 350 badges that are put on the frame and then spray painted black. Everything on the frame was spray painted black at one point. We have actual lockers in the front end here, worn lockers. This front bumper is honestly really cool. I think this was an air tank for air horns. We have a big old winch mount, but this is junk. This is like riveted in diamond plate that's, I mean, the winch is supposed to be there, but it's funny. You step there and it flexes like none other. Anyway, a nice big solid axle front end. Huge springs on this thing. What looks to be an oil cooler right there. That's kind of cool. Hopefully this engine's free. We definitely just hooked the jump pack up to it, and then we got the lights to come on. But that's it. Only the lights came on. I bumped the ignition and had absolutely nothing. So maybe starter solenoid or something like that. We got to swap the batteries out, obviously. Like I said, dual batteries. We're going to have to get these all swapped out. These are from a 19, and they're already probably completely trash. But long tube headers on the 350. That's pretty funny. The tubes are like that big, tiny little things. The paint job is fire on this thing. Kind of funny. Those lights up top are all unhooked. It looks like they tried to tint the plexiglass windows, and that didn't work out very well at all for anybody. But the Goldwing doors are hilarious. The door poppers are hilarious. There's the other button. We've got a button right there that I'm sure was the door popper, but the buttons, I mean, this thing was probably buried in water at some point, and now they don't move at all. Maybe we can get a switch. I tried to hook the jump pack directly up to one of those switches too, make the door pop, no go. Anyway, here in the back is where it gets kind of interesting again. The Ford taillights with the Toyota taillights. Gigantic drum brakes. Massive drum brakes on this thing. Huge, gigantic leaf springs again. Kind of painted a couple different colors over the years, red, black. The wheels need painted. These are the brake lines, which, I mean, the bolt's like sitting in there. This is braided, which is okay, I guess. And then these are those tiny little lines back to that auxiliary radiator it probably doesn't need. We've got a diff vent that's in an AN line. Can't be upset about that. And everything is pretty funny on this because it's all just box square tubing right there. Lots of square tubing in this thing, and they just kind of welded everything together. And if we hop down here, take a look at all the square tubing holding the drive shaft center. That is hilarious. Huge transfer case. Oh man. Dual exhaust though. Dual exhaust all the way back, and it hasn't rotted out. It looks like it's okay. So that's something to be said about that. And then this fuel tank sounds like it might be empty now. I have a feeling just to get this thing going, we're probably going to need to get that fuel tank out of there and throw it in the trash. But that's neither here nor there. We will run this thing on gasoline in a spray bottle first to make sure it's all good after we change the oil. So the orders of business here are we got to get power to it, and we got to change the oil, and then we'll get it to crank. I'll make sure it's free first, but there's a lot to do here. They were running it like this with this fuel filter here. This hose was running into the carb, and then they had bungee cords on a gas can, and that was kind of just sitting in the front of it so that it would run and drive. And I heard it has a new starter, which is really cool. Can't beat a brand new starter. And of course, single shocks in the rear, dual shocks in the front. Those might actually work pretty well. I mean, somebody put a lot of effort into this when they built it, but unfortunately it's since completely rotted out. I mean, it's pretty gross inside. I will not even sit in the seat yet. So one of the first things I need to do is bring a towel so I can get in it. So there you have it, Micro Max. We will get this thing running and drive it around town. I think it has a TH350 for a transmission. And I'll put like LED light bar on top, maybe a second LED light bar for no reason at all on the headache rack. And of course there's 3 tires in the back that go to nothing. That's one of the best parts. Just 3 random tires so that it looks cool. Here's the tops for the battery box right there. Sliding rear glass. Look at the roof. Man, literally 3 Tacomas died to build this thing. Unless there was a quad cab. And maybe there was, but you can sure tell where it's welded together. They made a nice slick top. Look at all the drive shaft parts in here. Those are probably all yokes and slip joints for the front drive. This looks like it's off a modern Chevy truck. A random wheel, fence posts, and ladder bars. These are custom built ladder bars with Heim joints, kind of nice. Tailgate's just ruined. So there you have it. Time to jump off a Micro Max here. Oh, what a truck. I hope you guys love this thing as much as I do. We'll get it cleaned up, and we'll clean it up as much as we can, and we're gonna drive this thing around. It's not street legal. It doesn't even have a title. Scratch that. It's totally street legal, and it probably has a title. I bet I can run down to the tag office and get a new title for it. Oh, we gotta clean all this up. I bet this thing has probably been this deep in water before, which is why most of it's just ruined at this point. So, cool old truck. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. In the next episode, we'll go through this more. We'll at least, I hope, get it started. try to make things start running again. Oh, that E fan in the back did turn on. It's like the one switch that worked. So we'll spend a little time on it, try to bring this thing back to life, and eventually we'll get it driving one way or another. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjrgo.com where you get cool shirts not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. I really paid $750 for this. Those axles are worth so much money. Also, it's for sale. Let me know if you want to give me 10.